A senator made a comment that blew up into a relationship scandal, but the actual documented story about Trump's closest aide has nothing to do with romance. It said she worked in the West Wing for over a year without the security clearance every other staffer gets. That's the real story, so let's start there. Here is why this deserves more than a gossip framing. Natalie Harp isn't a random staffer. She is described as controlling what information actually reaches the president, traveling with him constantly and holding what several reports call unusually unfettered access. When someone in that position operates for over a year without a standard security clearance, that's a real institutional story, regardless of any personal speculation attached to it. Quick background: Harp, 35, first came to public attention crediting Trump's right to try legislation with helping save her life during a cancer diagnosis that led her into his orbit. From campaign surrogate to a television host role to campaign aide and eventually executive assistant to the president. She joined his staff in 2022 and has been an intensely dedicated presence since. CNN reports she once rode in an SUV trunk just to stay close to him during travel. Here is what substantiated and confirmed. MS now reported, citing two sources, that Harp went more than a year without seeking the routine security clearance West Wing staffers typically obtain when they start. The Secret Service, White House counsel's office, and security officials reportedly grew concerned enough that Trump personally intervened. She received multiple extensions on the paperwork before finally completing it and getting clear in recent months. Separately, the New York Times reported on a letter Harp wrote Trump, apologizing for being distracted all week, saying she would forgotten to eat and was sleeping only a couple hours at a time, signed with all my heart, Natalie. She was also among the very small group who accompanied Trump on the secret flight switch out of Turkey in July, while other cabinet officials were left on a decoy plane. Now, here is the part that turned into a bigger political fight. Senator John Ossoff referenced her by name in a viral speech criticizing Trump's travel with Natalie and their apparently defenseless flying palace. Many people interpreted that as in insinuating something romantic. The White House responded forcefully, calling Ossoff a cringe-worthy feminine theater kid and defending her as loyal and hardworking. I want to be precise here. There is no confirmed evidence of a romantic relationship. That's an insinuation. Some read into Ossoff's comment, which the White House pushed back on as both false and sexist. What IS confirmed is the degree of access, the fawning letter, and the year plus security clearance gap. Those facts don't require any romantic framing to be a legitimate story on their own. Here is my honest take. The security clearance detail is genuinely the most important fact in this whole story, and it's getting buried under the gossip angle. Someone with that level of access to a sitting president, filtering what he sees, traveling with him on sensitive trips, operating for over a year without a standard background check is a real institutional accountability question, independent of anyone's personal relationship. This story keeps getting framed as a relationship scandal because that's the more clickable angle, but the actual substantial follow-up, if there is one, comes from oversight questions about why that clearance process took so long, not from anyone's personal life. So, a real access and security story wrapped in a gossip narrative that doesn't have confirmed evidence behind it. I would rather cover what's actually documented. Do you think the security clearance gap deserves more scrutiny than it's gotten, or is this genuinely a non-story either way? What is your take? Tell me in the comments.